She turned 70 on January 15th, the day Justice Kalpana Rawal was required to exit her office according to a High Court ruling. In its ruling in December, the High Court found that since Justice Rawal had taken a fresh oath of office under the current constitution, she ought to abide by it and exit office upon reaching the age of 70. Her argument being that she came into the judiciary under the repealed old constitution that capped the retirement age for judges at 74. Dissatisfied with the finding, Rawal sought to appeal against the ruling but faced opposition from her employer, the Judicial Service Commission. JSC, through its lawyers, argued that the Court of Appeal had no jurisdiction to hear the matter, as it was of constitutional Bill of Rights nature, a purview of the High Court. But today, appellate judges disagreed with the JSC, saying the Constitution naturally opens the window for one to appeal.
I make a finding that there is an express statutory right of appeal to this court on matters relating to enforcement of the Bill of Rights. That is subject to the...
Rawal's appeal will be heard starting the 15th of February. As such, the Judicial Service Commission has been ordered not to advertise the DCJ's position or retire Rawal until the case is heard and determined.
And the appeal, which we understand from the Respondents' Council has now been filed, shall be fast-tracked.
This even as Supreme Court Judge Philip Tunoi and High Court Judge David Onyancha, both of whom are past the age of 70, await a hearing by the same appellate court bench on the 12th of February. That the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, Dr. Willy Mutunga, is set to retire in June, and that the two Supreme Court judges, Rawal and Tunoi, are facing legal challenges to their tenure at the highest court of the land, puts the Supreme Court in limbo. It also complicates the Judicial Service Commission's work in recruiting 3 new judges in the event the appeal court rules they leave office before the age of 74. Only the Supreme Court can hear and determine a petition emanating from a presidential election that is due August next year. With a maximum bench of 7 judges, a quorum of 5 judges is mandatory for any hearing. The Deputy Chief Justice Kalpana Rawal is already in her 71st year and will continue to serve at the judiciary, but for how long? That will depend on a decision of the Court of Appeal that begins hearings mid-next month. Sam Gituku, Citizen TV, at the Supreme Court buildings, Nairobi.